Straight Killerville, dog.
The way you reach for me in the heart of the night, the things I feel for you, I can't say just right. If it's all I'll ever do, I live my love for you.
Beats by Trill, straight Killerville, dog.
What's good? What's good? We are back for another live from Fayettenam Friday. I'm the one and only Paul Masson, joined by Mr. J and Trillanoyx Trax. How y'all feeling tonight?
Feeling good, man.
All right,
Feeling
so
good.
we got some special guests tonight. These guys are not just part of hip hop history; they're a big part of North Carolina hip hop history.
Exactly.
I just recently found out that their name is an acronym.
Yeah.
And I think they're the first hip hop act that I remember ever being signed to a major label. If I'm not wrong, I'll let them correct me. But their group name acronym stands for "You Are Gonna Get Fucked Up If You Front." Let's bring on Yaggfu Front. Fellas, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
What's up? Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
What's up?
Yeah,
And we
man.
got y'all on the big screen. Appreciate y'all coming on, man. Definitely feel like this is a North Carolina Fayetteville hip hop show. We had to have y'all on. It's only
Exactly.
right.
Word. We
I want to
appreciate
start
it.
with that. Were y'all the first act that signed to a major label out of North Carolina?
Hip hop, yes.
Yes.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
That's what's up. That is definitely what's up. I was looking at y'all's bio. I want to start here. Y'all were DJs for NC State Radio. I'm
Yep.
thinking it is.
WKNC. Yep.
How did that come about, and what was that experience like?
Well, what happened to Damage? He'll be
We
back
lost
in a
him.
minute,
He'll be
probably.
back.
Well, really, it was like Damage was the man. Damage was up there following. He could tell the story better because his history is older than mine. He started up there through some connections he had because he was going to Central at the time, and I was going to St. Aug at the time. But I was doing like this sister program at St. Augustine State for communications. So St. Aug had a brand new TV station, and State had were building a brand new radio station. So they were kind of cross-pollinating students on both sides. So at first, when in the old building, in the old Union and State, I got my little FCC license and all that stuff, and and I was like, yo, I could go up there and rock, or just go up there and be on the radio, do my internship, all that stuff. But over time, I met Damage, and he used to rock, on his own on that show on the late night, because that's only time they was letting hip hop on. And he could like I said, he can tell the real story because he had his channels of how he ended up on WKNC, and the people he ended up like going through is actually more veterans. You know what I'm saying? More legends from North Carolina that some people don't realize. You know what I'm saying? Like Waxmaster Tory, like the first people like B-Boy Records, and these guys were putting out tracks on B-Boy Records back in, the late 80s. You know what I'm saying? He came from that stock of dudes. And I ended up meeting him one night. I called him up and he invited me up. And after that, it was like, yo, let's go. We used to just hold it down on the radio, man. Like we would be up there rocking hip hop. And you think about how new it was then, like 89, 90. We playing hip hop. Like we was playing real hip hop music. So it was like we was getting it in, and like we got the slot nobody wanted. You know what I'm saying? We'd be on the radio 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and we just be rocking, and being ingenuitive and coming up with different things. And it would be funny because it'd be like 3, 4 in the morning. We'd be like, yo, nobody's calling in. We about to pack it up. We out of here. And then the phones will blow up like, nah, we listening to y'all. Like, like, don't go nowhere. So that was the thing, man. Like, that's how we ended up at KNC. Like, me and him, we both weren't state students, but we had some association with being students from state. You know what I mean? And we ended up coalescing.
Now, this question's for either one of y'all. I was listening to the album again. We heard it back in the days. Went back and listened to it. It felt like y'all had a lot of DOS effects influence in there.
Yes, we talked about that yesterday, Paul. Yeah.
Am I right about that, or am I wrong about that? Or
you gotta keep it real. Like, yeah, like we kind of, yeah. Okay, so imagine we came before DOS effects. You feel me?
So y'all were before DOS Effects.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
think about it. We
Okay,
came
that's what I
before
was.
Lords of the
Yeah, I thought
Underground.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. Think about it. We came before Lords of the Underground.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
a
So
lot
DOS
of the
Effects
stuff that's
may had a little
attributed
bit of
to us,
influence from y'all.
we were around before that, and those are groups. You know, it kind of like puts us in an awkward position. Like, I mean,
Wow.
I don't know. All I know is this. I can just tell you accurately. During the time when we were at WKNC, hip hop hadn't really taken off all over the country. So we were pushing it in North Carolina when nobody was pushing it. The local radio stations, even your local radio station, they weren't pushing hip hop. In fact, they were against it. They had advertisements against hip hop.
Wow.
So we had the radio station before us. The only platform around was WKNC, North Carolina State's radio show, right? A radio station. And they, during the daytime, played really hardcore rock. And then at nighttime, they would play hardcore hip hop. And during that time, we were listening to music. Like, before me, I was in high school. I was listening to Waxmaster Tory, who is a legend in North Carolina history. He actually helped to establish. He was one of the first people to get a record deal around here, and alongside the Busy Boys.
right.
And during that time, like, stuff that was coming out that I would listen to that he had to, to kind of refresh you guys' memory where we were at. Like, Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble was out, and Fresh Prince hadn't even come out yet. I had it on tape. So you got to understand there was a lot going on. We had we were kind of unique. We were one of the sole people alongside DVS, Waxmaster Tory, and my good brother DJ M Ski, who still does mixes to this day.
The Complex Engineer,
He's
New Jersey.
still active as well. All these people were active in hip hop, but it was like a handful of people all together.
Yeah.
So when I got there through M Ski. M Ski brought me up as like a rapper sidekick, and then he left to go to New Jersey. And when he did, he let me get his spot. I had to take a class there, but I wasn't a full-time student. But you have to take a class there in order to. You have to have some credits. So I was able to stay at the radio station. And so I would play hip hop all the time, like from 10 a.m. I didn't get paid, just go there like 10 to 6. Yep, M Ski, the Complex Engineer from New Jersey. Him and Waxmaster Tory were probably the two most influential DJs in terms of me coming up. And then one night, as Spin was saying, I was just in there, and I had listen. I'm gonna keep it real with you. It was mad people that came up to the radio station. Some of these people I even know to this day. But the business side of the music industry was not even an interest for a lot of people, man. Like, as much as even me and Spin were talking about it to this day. There are parts of the music industry that people shy away from because of the work ethic that is involved in doing so, and it's invisible as an art. If you're looking at it as an artist, if you're looking at somebody from the outside looking in, and you're looking at an artist, you totally miss how much work is necessary for you to be able to get that type of any kind of success. Even to get on, you got to put in a lot of work. So time after time, people would come up to the radio station. I would help them where I can, but I was my thing was more focused on get your packages together. And I had a paper that I was working on at the time, because I also went to North Carolina Central, about how to get a record deal. Spin and Jingle came up and just walked down the hall. I actually, when he called me, I thought he was Tory, Waxmaster Tory. He knows this. When he called, and then when I met him, I was just like, who are these guys? But they came in with a record. They had done a record on Wax. And Spin was like, hey, you think I can DJ on these turntables? We had these wonky turntables. He did a quick setup, and he did this mix of, I'll never forget it, Shazzy and the Imperial March from Star Wars. And it was so fire Like the beat, if you don't know who Shazzy is, she had a song out called Jiggaho. And at that time, it had a strong substitution. If you know your beat breaks, it was a substitution beat break. And yeah, it was like that is like and it was like set my whole day on fire. It was so fire. Had me calling on my people to try to get us pizza and stuff. And it was on after that. It was like we were fast friends. And then one night after us going and doing the radio show, I remember getting a vision of us getting a record deal. I'll never forget it. Spin had a Ford Tempo, a white Ford Tempo. And I was in the car. We were outside of Valvano's, the old Valvano, the gym over at State. Man, I had a vision. We were going to do it. At that moment, I really believed that these were the guys that would actually help me to maybe try to put North Carolina on the map. In fact, that's what we would say all the time before people started saying put somebody on the map or put a spot on the map. We said we were going to put North Carolina on the map. We say it on the radios all the time. That was our phrase. It was a shot. Even to this day, people still use that phrase, but I don't know anybody else that came up with that phrase besides us. I remember that very well. So our main goal in hip hop was to put North Carolina on the map. I don't think it was fame. I don't think it was fortune or even trying to be anything bigger than, hey, North Carolina has super talent, because there were so many people that come to the radio station.
Yeah, we did.
And
it was,
I mean, it bumped from there. Even before we became the group that you guys know as Yaggfu Front, we went for a year or two just playing on the radio station, just having fun, recording songs, being zany. Our goal was, we started seeing like a gangster element or a very negative element starting to go into hip hop, and we were more about the peace, love, unity, and having a fun element of hip hop. So we wanted to make it so that people who felt like, oh, I'm not a gangster, oh, I ain't.
Oh, we lost him. All right. Well, I want to let Mr. J get in a question because he's actually the one that booked y'all for the show. Mr. J, what you got for me?
Well, basically, I was trying to, get your opinion on, first off, the kind of evolution of when y'all started to right now. If you have any idea about where does individuals like Entice, because I think she was kind of around that time too. When
she
did
was.
they come out?
Entice was kind of right behind us. Like, she was doing stuff locally and she was bubbling hard, and she started, creating her own space. And she definitely had interest in for the record labels. Cause as we got signed, like, we had people asking us about her, like, what's up with Dad? What's she doing? I'm like, yo, she crazy in North Carolina. Like, people love her. And she really came into her own and started doing her thing. She, eventually, like, right after we dropped, I think she ended up coming out with the Venoms. I think she did Hush Hush Tip first. She got bubbled real hard and she got signed. And I think they decided to put her with the Deadly Venoms, which is like they trying to be like the Wu-Tang, the women of Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? But she was really creating a buzz and doing her thing. I think she just, like, what happened to her is what happened to us as hip hop was changing. She got put in a nice position. She had like a hit and it was popping for her, and then like the music kind of left on everybody. Like, hip hop made this move to be more concentrated on things that are more shock value than they were when we were coming up. And like Damage was really talking about, we was really trying to counterbalance that, right? Because
it was such a prevalent thing. That's what was crazy about the whole scenario is that everybody sat up here and had their own ways of looking at hip hop as a way out, as an escape. Right. But the understanding was during that time, with the artists that we had, like you were speaking on Entice and stuff like that.
Right.
those were people who had either infrastructure or people around there. They were pushing for it. They kind of had an idea of where it was going to go and how they wanted to pull it off. You know what I mean? So it put everybody in a different perspective, because if you didn't know that middle part, if you don't know that middle part of how to make that transition from making your music, putting it together, and actually getting to the point of where somebody's showing interest or you're trying to get a record deal, you're going to constantly be in a loop. You're going to be making more music. You're going to get you're going to get people around you who are going to say, yeah, man, it's dope. It's dope. I don't understand why you're not blowing up. But, you know, all the technical aspects of it was what we were researching back in the days. And so when we met other people that were like that, it was clear that they either had somebody else doing it or they were doing it on their own. And I could see that set people apart, you know, in terms of how they pursue music. And you can even see that to this day. Who are the people who make it in North Carolina? J. Cole, The Baby, all independent, you know, very self-actualizing people. You know what I'm saying?
People that stay within a small camps with producers, people that produce themselves. North Carolina, I realize is dope to me with hip hop, because we have a lot of people here that their influence is really wide. You know what I mean? So they create this real self-actualized music. You know, we when you talk about people in the game in North Carolina, they all have their own distinct styles and their own distinct way of presenting themselves. You know what I mean? And I think that's a North Carolina thing. And, you know, you even saw in Virginia, because we spent a lot of time in Virginia. Virginia was from Virginia, is from Virginia. And, you know, you saw that spill over into Virginia like that, where Virginia was like, you had Timberlands and Missy's, and, you know, you had Neptunes, and everybody had their own flavor and had their own way that they wanted to present themselves. And North Carolina was like that. It's so many groups that were coming around when we were coming up. There were dope, I mean, really dope groups that nobody's ever heard of unless you from here, right? And you as old as I am, that you really don't know who these people were. But there were some really dope guys, really dope women, like Two Sentimental Queens, and what was her name?
Seventh Tribe, like
Seventh Tribe. It was another girl that was rapping, and she was fire. I can't remember her name right now,
Lady
but it was
Fire.
like, yeah,
I ain't mess with Lady Fire. Like, there's so much history, especially in the Raleigh area. I don't know how it is. I know you guys are down in Fayetteville.
Yep.
But there's so much history, North Carolina history, in terms of hip hop that does not get discussed. I do want to point out the fact that we did do what was supposed to be what they said was a tribute at the Raleigh Museum, downtown Raleigh, to hip hop for 50 years. However, it left me wanting. First off, you know, there's a lot of storied history about hip hop in this area, and it really has had an influence on national artists. But I don't want to say starting with us, but we tend to lean towards rewarding people, not supporting them because they're a local team, but who makes the most. And then
right.
I remember people being against J. Cole until he hit Madison Square. Like, it's that type of stuff that will continue to give this impression. Now, if we go overseas or we go to other countries, it's different. But in North Carolina, it's a crash in a barrel mentality, man. To stop. None of the artists, I guarantee you, none of the artists like The Baby or Ninth Wonder, these are people we've you know, either encountered either by proxy or whatever. Nobody ever tends to have that attitude. It's usually people who are from the outside looking in, and there's a lot of camaraderie in North Carolina in terms of hip hop. But if you're just coming into it, you might already be resentful of the other people who are doing it. You might not have any, interest in dealing with history or, paying homage to any artist, much less North Carolina artists. So one of the things that I definitely appreciate is the fact that, we as artists, we pay homage to those who came before us. And we also give props to groups that are out now, Little Brother, all groups that are doing stuff in the North Carolina area, we support. But, in order for us to take it to the next level, that's what's going to need to happen for this new generation. And it's going to be a gap. There's a lot of people who listen to stuff like us. We're more of a golden era type of hip hop group. The Baby, he's got more of a trap, leaning. I wouldn't call him trap all the way, He's definitely, people sometimes say, hey, yeah, you guys, try to have a New York style. I don't say. If you go and listen to our stuff, the only thing you can say like that is that we try to have our own style. You know what I mean? We try to be separate and different from everybody else. Now, what has happened is over time, people have gone back comparing stuff that's come before us or could become after us and made the assumption, oh, you guys are from North Carolina. You couldn't have come up with these ideas and concepts and done all this stuff on your own. Sometimes people say, oh, well, Diamond D produced for you guys, but Spin really did it. You know what I mean? So, my main thing is that none of this stuff has made us, it didn't. I'm pretty sure Spank can co-sign. It didn't. None of these things should deter you or any other artist from continue on to pursue something if it's something that you have a passion and a dream about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
I feel happy that we can come back after 30 years and still have a fan base there ready to hear our music. That's crazy. So, but it was a part of the plan in the first place because, like, our stuff was kind of future forward, bro. That's why y'all can look back at it and go, hey, it's this or that or the third, because we kind of baked in the fact that we were trying to do something that was a little bit different, that would last longer for those who wanted an alternative.
Yeah.
Trillanoyx, what you got for us on the questions?
I mean, after listening to him talk, I mean, he done brought up more questions for me, except like
yeah, who was on Reddit? Which one of y'all?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, as far as like you brought up they were talking, you trying to sound like New York, but in '94, New York was running the music scene, so
right.
I mean, so you can't, you can't diss somebody for trying to sound like what is out there.
But here's what's funny about that. When we dropped and people were hearing us, we would be in New York, we were dropping music, you know what I'm saying? We were talking to people, we were getting in the mix, and people were like, everybody in New York was like, oh, y'all from LA? He's like, nah. People down south was like, y'all from New York? He's like, nah. Right? And people in LA was like, y'all out the Midwest, where y'all from? It was funny because nobody could peg where we was. We'd be like, North Carolina. Everybody was like, what? North Carolina? Oh shit, okay. And it was funny because everybody was trying to put us in a place, but they couldn't. Like Damage was saying, people look back on it now and be like, yeah, New York or whatever. But it was funny because honestly, it's, you guys know, North Carolina's this place. We got so many universities and colleges in North Carolina.
Yeah,
it's so many people from all over the United States in the world here. And they bring, when I was DJing, we used to do parties at we did parties at all the campuses, Central, State, UNC, Chapel Hill, Duke, St. All, Shaw, like we did parties everywhere, right? And I would be running a set, and my set would be Chicago.
I think we lost them.
Okay, but like that New York style. I mean, I hate when people say that because New York was the mecca of hip hop. I mean, it's like right now, like Atlanta is the mecca of hip hop right now. So you can't tell if somebody from Atlanta or not because they're using that style. So I mean, that's the reason why I brought that up. And then, he brought up the crabs in the barrel thing, which we always talk about. With, I mean, I don't want to say just Fayetteville, but I mean North Carolina as a whole. You know what I mean? Like, I mean that crabs in the barrel shit, man. I mean, it just kills me. I mean, it blows me, man. You know what I mean? But it's like, I mean, we have every type. I mean, even in just Fayetteville alone, I mean, we have every type of artist, from a West Coast type, a New York type, a ATL type, or a Florida type. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and it goes back to what he said that, like, I mean, North Carolina has the most historical black colleges.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying, out of any state in the whole country. And then on top of that, I mean, we got military bases all across. I mean, like, I'm a military baby, so I mean, I came to Fayetteville, so I mean, you got people like from everywhere in the whole world. I mean, and I think, I mean, that might be the gift or the curse of North Carolina, being that, like,
is there a question in there?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. If here's the blessing of being from North Carolina, bro, when it comes to that. Okay, All right. The other artists, they probably succumb to the same thing, but I'm gonna tell you how it helped me. Man, it made you not think locally. It made me think globally.
Yes.
Okay. So we haven't had, like, historically, we do not have a lot of sales in North Carolina, but nobody does. Okay. So you can't take it personal. And the second thing you have to understand is that your goal is not about who's around you, your local friends and family. We always believe, hey, we need to have, a local support in order to make it. That's not your goal. Your goal is to be at the top of the game that you possibly can. I don't care if you're in your bedroom or if you got a $100,000 studio in your house. Your goal is to be at the top of the game as best as you can. Because the truth is that, we were just saying, oh yeah, other people were like, y'all are from LA, or oh, y'all from New York or whatever. Many times artists aren't even sure how you even put the music together. Even some producers and people at record labels, it's never going to stop of people not wanting to put you in a box. Okay, so to get outside the box, one of the things is to think, well, how can I'm gonna tell you really what did it for me. You know how I was. We all had a part in getting a record deal, but my contribution was I saw this commercial that used to come on TV a long time ago. It was by this guy named Don Lapre. He was kind of a hustler. But what he did was, you know how we got all these influencers on YouTube trying to tell you how to do something to make money on like Zoom or Printful or something like that. He did that, but he did it. He bought mad commercials, bro. So he said, hey, you can, I started making my money, my millions, about trying to find people who were on unclaimed cash. And then I went and contacted them and said, hey, I'll help you get this cash. You just give me like a $50 fee. And he said he was giving advertisements for people around in the city. And then all of a sudden he thought, oh, wow, I could advertise in any paper all across the country. I know that's old, but people had classifieds. So if he paid a little bit of money for classified ads, he get all these leads to go ahead and do. Man, that's how I structured everything on my end. Sending it out to places all across the country. Okay. My whole thing is that, it wasn't just about, our responses here at WKNC or anything like that. It was about, can we get on college radio stations across the country? It was like, we can go to every college radio station. So our influence in terms of us getting out to different places is definitely connected to the fact that we use the opportunity of contacting college radio stations, which we already knew from working at WKNC as radio DJs, right. We could work our way into those radio stations. So, and that, that came from being blocked from the local popular Radio 1 station here, and having to figure out a way around it. So, we even came to 99.1. We did it at 92 when Soul 92 was out in Rocky Mount. We approached the radio stations ourselves, and then they reciprocated when we got a deal. So, like I do understand the concept, but ultimately it's about, a pool of people who are sharing incorrect information, and then you just kind of get it's hard to get out of it, bro. It's hard to get out of it. You'll have information, about the music industry that you heard in an interview or off of a magazine, and then you'll run with that for 11 years, not realizing that person didn't even know what they were talking about. The only way to do it is to experience it and get in there and get rejected. So the crabs in the barrel mentality is pretending to have a strong ability to withstand rejection. That's really what it is, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but I was going off what y'all was saying, but to lead into, okay, first of all, my favorites are Roll with the Yaggfu. Looking for a contract is really, I'm going between 1 and 2 on that one. And then, all slow, but but y'all started. I mean, y'all got y'all contract in '94, and the one thing I think that a lot of the new generation needs to hear is what was y'all path on to getting signed? What was your whole path on to getting signed, and how did you get signed, and who did you meet to get signed, and all that. I want to know that journey right there, and I think everybody else needs to hear that too.
I'm gonna start off and let Spin continue. Basically, what we did was we packaged, man. We made T-shirts. People were not doing this. We had a logo when people didn't have a logo. I'm gonna break it down all the way down. We had a logo when people didn't have a logo. We wanted to actually manufacture our own CDs and cassettes, and people were not doing that. We had T-shirts. We were very marketable in terms of trying to put, we put stickers, little circular stickers everywhere, and people akin those things of having those merchandising parts of it, and the fact that we were consistently going to the studio, it made us in a local way establish ourselves as a rap group without a record deal. We put out our own posters in the convenience stores. We weren't even selling our music. We just simply were marketing and putting our name out there. So the number one thing that we did to get a record deal that sets a lot of people apart is we knew who we were before we started doing it. We had planned on going to. We did. Am I wrong? We rode in the back of a pickup truck to go to the studio.
3 hours.
That's a fact.
Both ways.
Yeah, both ways. Sometimes we rode in cars that broke down on the side of the road just to get to the studio. So the work ethic and the fact that we took the time out. And then the number one thing I think was looking on the back of records to find the addresses, right? When you say spin, yeah, because what we did, we sent them around to everybody. Like it seems so simple, but you have to keep it real. Like imagine it jumping over the heads of everybody we were around, and if we gave advice, is like, I don't know. In retrospect, after 20 years, after hearing, people like meeting back with people back in Raleigh, I think they thought we were being buttheads about it. Like they didn't realize that's exactly what you got to do. It hadn't changed. It hadn't changed in 30 years.
Yeah.
So
what y'all was doing is what people doing now. Like y'all was doing that back in 94, 93.
Like
92,
91, bro. You gotta understand. That it wasn't just that. Don't forget, other rappers came to Raleigh.
Right.
So think about
everybody came to Raleigh. Yeah.
Now put it to you like this. While we're doing this, from 1989 to 1990, 1991 is when we first got signed, and we came out in 1992. And then 1994 is when our album came out. But during that time, we're seeing Tribe Called Quest. Y'all know a Tribe Called Quest, and they know a Yaggfu front, but y'all don't know a Yaggfu front. You feel what I'm saying? De La Soul. They know a Yaggfu front. Y'all don't know about Yaggfu front, right? Tribe Called Leaders of New School. They know about Yaggfu front. Y'all don't know about Yaggfu front. So when you're hearing somebody like Charlie Brown go New York, North Carolina, and Compton, you don't know they talking about us. So,
but
you're hearing the bits and pieces, but you didn't know how much of an influence we were.
Yeah, but I will say this though. Okay, yesterday, I'm gonna be straight up. I heard of y'all before. But I had to get reintroduced, so I've been doing my homework because I know, y'all was coming on the show.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And now, what I'm saying, like earlier today, I remember I was in Sanford at a gas station in 92, with with a dude I was in a group with, rest in peace to him. And y'all sticker, that logo was on the gas pump. I tell you right, just today, today it hit me in Sanford. Like I was in Sanford. I remember that because he was in the military, so he was out there like near Sanford, which is not too far from Fort Bragg and all that stuff. So
yeah.
I remember that, but my thing is, so y'all was basically doing what people are doing today back in 91. Nobody had logos. Nobody was doing that, like you say, like with stickers and like posters and stuff like that. Like
they was waiting until they was signed first. But
nobody
was really doing that.
There were no independent.
Nobody was doing that
away from us, bro. There were no at the time. There were no independent hip hop groups who were not signed doing what we were doing. That's a fact. Ain't nobody can take it. And in fact, we saw people to this day. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. We do stuff. Only a select few of hip hop people see it. They then apply it to their stuff. To this day. But we're not out there like that. I'm not saying that to be like anything. It just happens to be a part of the experience of Yaggfu front. But I'm not capping when I say that. It just happens to be.
It's like I said. The truth is the truth. It ain't bragging or facts is facts.
Yeah.
But my only other question is like the production. Who did like most of the production on the album?
We all did. We mixed together. You can't really pinpoint. You can start off like, I'll give you an example. Because people always say Diamond D produced our remix of Slap and Suck Silly. No, he didn't. Spin did that. He did that on the ASR when we were at the beach. And I remember hearing him chopping up the beats and chopping up the breaks for it. So the thing about it is I think in the same way where people would be like, hey, y'all from California, without us saying anything, which we really shouldn't, people have attributed a lot to us that just isn't really true. But
Well,
we do
where'd
all
that
our
Diamond D
production.
rumor come from? Where'd that come
Yeah,
from?
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
just
yeah.
because
Diamond
we,
came through.
I
After we
wanted
got
to
off
ask that.
tour, he
Yeah,
came through. Don't get
yeah,
it
he,
twisted. It was all
yeah,
love. Yeah. He
Diamond
came
Yeah.
through.
represented because we
Yeah.
was on Mercury with Diamond. So
Yeah.
Diamond was
Okay.
like, "Yo, y'all need beats," and we was like, "Yo, what's up with a verse?" You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because Diamond was
Yeah.
spitting too.
yeah,
And
he
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah. We
was
love
dope.
Diamond
And
D.
it was
yeah.
dope to have
No
Diamond
disrespect.
rapping over one of my beats. Was like, yo, one of Yaggfu beats, because I can't say mine.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like what Damage ain't getting to is, yo, Damage will be like, yo, listen to this sample.
Right.
We would play it, and then he would be like, listen to this drum. And then I would be like, oh, snap. Hold on, I got a horn. Yo, listen to this. And then Jingle would go, y'all know what y'all should do? Listen to this. Yo, we would build tracks like that. And this was back in the day. So we didn't have a studio or equipment. You know what I'm saying? Stuff
Nah, we use
existed, but
pause
we
button.
didn't have it. We was pause button take, because we was all DJs too. So
Oh
we had
God,
that kind of
yes.
Yeah.
Pause tapes, yes.
so we was doing that kind of stuff. And then we put it in our brains and we write whole songs. And then we go to the studio and be like, yo, we're going to drop this. And we go to the studio and put what we had in our heads and what we had pause tape and the ideas, we put it together there. And we spit. When y'all listen to the album Action Packed Adventure, right? That's
Yep.
raw creativity. When you listen to those verses and stuff, yo, we didn't go in the studio and record our verses 5 or 6 times, come back next week and record them again. We would write them joints right then, fill in the track, and we would go in, we would spit them.
I mean,
And
then
we
on
would
top
be
of
like,
that,
Right
and we'd be
then.
like, yeah, that's
One
it.
take
That's
sometimes.
it. Dope. And then that's it. We ain't go back. We ain't try to. That's why the album feels like it does. And that was our benefit. Like our A&R man, like Kiyata,
He let us do it.
yo, he let us do it. And people like to set the label like that. They let us be ourselves, which I can say I'm super grateful for, because we watch other groups sign to Mercury. Really, their project managers and people were so hands-on, they really couldn't get loose like they wanted to. Go ahead.
Let's let Mr. J get another
No.
question in there. He been down there quiet in that corner down there, man. Mr. J, you got another question for us?
I think we didn't really get to where y'all see the scene going and where, how do you assess the growth, really?
Okay.
How
Of
we
hip
what?
hop?
Expect the
How
growth?
we see the scene in North Carolina, how we assess the growth.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
I'll take a quick. Hey, I think it's like this. When you say assess the growth, okay. You gotta attribute the growth to the individuals that put in the work to get it there. Okay. Growth, hip hop wise, North Carolina has not grown much.
I agree.
Individuals and
I'm
bands and
glad he
groups,
said it.
they've grown a lot. You
I
get
agree.
where I'm coming from? For example, we have Dreamville. That's
I'm
the
glad
growth
he
of
said it.
J. Cole. Straight like that. That ain't the growth of Raleigh, honestly.
He's not from there, yeah.
No. I'm just saying in terms of Raleigh hip hop, that's not a boost in terms of are we going to have now more inspirational artists from Raleigh being given a
That
voice
makes
or given
sense.
an
That
opportunity or
makes sense.
platform?
I'm
No.
glad he said it.
Right. So what I'm saying is that do I appreciate it? Yes. Does it give us a good look? Yes. Does it bring us tourism and tour
Yeah.
dollars? Yes. Do I appreciate J. Cole? Absolutely. As an
Yes.
artist, as a producer,
Yep.
as a lyricist. In fact, I 100% defend him on what he did. Anybody that's trying to turn tail on J.
I'm
Cole as a
glad
fan can kick
yeah.
Oh,
rocks.
yeah.
Kick
And
rocks, yeah, kick rocks.
kick
Yeah.
rocks. I ain't even going to address it. That dude's got my 100% support. But moving on.
Paul doesn't.
Huh?
Don't
Now
even
go
try
ahead.
to Paul does it. We'll be talking about it later. Paul will tell you what he feels later.
Hey,
Guys.
nah,
It's
I'm
okay.
gonna call
Here's
you
my
out,
thing.
Yobi.
Here's
And you
my
like
thing.
calling everybody else, I'm gonna call you out too. Yeah, Paul
I'm gonna
does
keep
it.
it real.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. I came
I
up in
agree
the
with
era
it.
of peace, unity, and having fun. Any of this
Exactly.
battling, corporate, all this other stuff that putting rapper against rapper, that's all corporate. And so since I'm not down with corporate hip hop, and I remember when it was together, I know what corporations did. Y'all heard about it. You know about it. You know they had the meetings. So you know what it is. I was there when it was happening, bro. We're one of the casualties of what it is that you guys might say is the idea of the hip hop cop type scenario or the Illuminati type scenario. But none of it is true. No, it's not no hip hop cop situation. It's a corporate situation.
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm saying is in terms of the growth of hip hop, in terms of independent hip hop in North Carolina, check that out though. I don't know how everybody rates who. I don't care. All I know is this. I'm gonna rattle these names off. Knife Wonder, Crisis. All right. And then you got J. Cole, really Dreamville all together. JID is a standout, right? But Earth Gang, right?
Yeah.
And then you got don't forget the baby. One thing that seems to be throw us in there. Everybody's independent. You could say we got signed to a major record label, but as I pointed out to this guy named the Journalist Sincere, right, on Instagram, he sent me a bio package from us that was sent around from our stuff. It was stuff we did at St. Augustine's College, bro. It was the exact same. The package, they just copied and pasted it. Am I wrong? Spin, you saw it, right? And they copied and pasted everything we did. So what I'm saying is that North Carolina we are one of the most like independent hip hop states that there is. And a lot of times we don't champion that. So that's
I can tell you two people right now that you want to talk about it. My favorite two people in North Carolina right now is Shame Gang and Juice Lord. Right? Shame Gang is fucking incredible. You know what I'm saying? Juice Lord is incredible. I like what they doing. But it's just like Damage was saying, they in silos, right? They in silos doing what they doing. They know each other. They do shows together. They kill it. But it's like North Carolina as a whole isn't standing behind Shame Gang and Juice Lord, and they should be, because these two dudes are amazing. There's a dude that y'all may or may not know about from Fayetteville named Vinny Dangerous. Right?
Yeah.
You heard of him?
I'm not familiar with him.
Go find Vinny Dangerous and listen to this kid. Go listen to him.
Jay Swerve. Jay Swerve. Me and Paul talked about that. Yeah.
Yo, he's top tier MC, man. He's top tier MC. He's not just, he sound like everybody else. No. Right? So these things exist in North Carolina. They always have producers that come out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
People sleep. They don't think. There's crazy beats. There's crazy dudes here that's nice. Really nice on the production. It don't sound like anybody.
Yeah, think about drugs beats. Let me think of people
drugs.
that I can throw names out that OC from NC. I'm just trying to show y'all like I'm deep in smoke. Me and Span is deep into North Carolina. Maybe a little bit more than most the average person is, and you can attribute that us being in the groups. But we doing what we were supposed to do. We're more of a group that was supposed to inspire other groups than anything.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I went to Ski Beat's house in Greensboro one day.
We recorded Listen with Ski Beats. Listen with Esau.
I learned so much, man. We sitting there, like his manager calling, talking about such and such. You know what I'm saying? Like his manager calling, like, send me some beats. I gotta send a beat pack out to this and that. I was like, I learned so much, man. North Carolina. I don't know what it is about North Carolina, man, but we have everything, because I always call North Carolina the Middle East.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we in between everything. Like we get everything at once. And you know what I mean? Like, so you know what I mean? I lived in Cali, so I try to equate everything to Cali. Like, man, Cali just has a certain like understanding of music that no other state has. You know what I mean? Like, you got people in Cali that's doing like New York. I mean, so-called New York style hip hop.
Right.
I mean,
What is that though?
yeah. I mean,
You know
what
what
is
I'm
that? I
saying
mean,
now? What is that?
yeah. I mean,
'Cause a lot of kids sound like they
yeah.
from Atlanta. It's like, what's
I mean, yeah, like
New
what
York?
is that? But I'm saying like, but Cali has no boundaries, no judgment. Like, I mean, you got people in Cali doing New York type style. I mean, then you got the Cali bounce. I mean, you got the LA bounce. You know what I mean? I mean, you got the Bay Area bounce. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
I mean, you got hip hop. I mean, but they accept everything. But like,
Right.
what do you think is the problem with North Carolina though? I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, I just can't grasp it. I mean, I just do not understand. Well, what is the problem with North Carolina? Like,
North
not
Carolina doesn't
support
have
nobody.
as many hip hop fans as it thinks it does.
Oh, you know, wow.
You feel what I'm saying?
You said it. Yep.
Like, let's just talk about the numbers. Like, you have to understand that, like, yeah, being on my end, I look at the data. Like this, I feel like, hey, I didn't want to like spend those. You're like, what's wrong with North Carolina? Let me just come from the Yaggfu perspective. We're coming out 30 years later. I could say that it's probably a risky deal unless we really got some fire, bro. You can just sit up here in this day and age, you can come out and people gonna talk about you, right? What the main thing is that there's a lot of people who like popular music in North Carolina.
Right.
Okay, they really do. If it's popular, and I'm not hating on, I'm just saying if it's popular, it could be Taylor Swift, it could be The Game, you know, whoever hits right that moment. You understand what I'm saying? You wouldn't expect. So they gravitate toward popular music. J. Cole gets popular, boom, we like that. A lot of people pose to pretend so that they can elevate, you know, in North Carolina because it's so rural. Anything that you don't want to be like less than somebody else. Somebody from New York, you know, they what's the time-honored New York story, North Carolina story? Somebody from New York, some fly nigga from New York pops up and takes somebody girl type stuff. All of those factors really aren't elements of hip hop, though. If you think about it, if you're into DJing, producing, MCing, or doing graffiti, you're not going to really notice a lot of fans in the North Carolina area giving you a lot of support. So if you go into that with that mentality and you don't succumb to the fact that you can have people around you in North Carolina be like, man, you ain't doing nothing, and you can be doing everything. You are good, but you got to go into it in the first place of understanding that those people around you may support you, but they may not be into hip hop like you are. Like you might have a black book and you're graffitiing every day. You be hardcore MC. You don't even care if anybody ever hears it. You know what I'm saying? That's more hip hop than just being like, I like whoever's popular. Look at the numbers. Drake sold more than anybody else, so that means he's more hip hop than anybody else.
That means
It's the weirdest thing. So I get that there's a lot of appropriation and it's a lot, but stop worrying about those people just because the number doesn't equal other states or the number of people who have hip hop. Don't worry about the number of people who are not hip hop fans in North Carolina. Concentrate on those who are and embrace them. You feel what I'm saying?
Here's the deal. I'm gonna tell y'all a bugged out fact.
I ain't gonna know where I gotta turn the camera off.
Yaggfu is popular in Japan more than you would possibly believe. But you know what wipes Japan? For some reason, South America, Colombia. Well, we had thousands and thousands of views and listens from Colombia.
Yeah, Bogota, especially.
Yeah, it's like, Ecuador. What's going on? What is happening? And we realize it's about the heads. It's about the hip hop heads. It's really about the heads because we're a hip hop group. And Damage and I hip hop guys. Like we had these conversations. You heard this yet? No, I ain't heard that. You listen to this? No, I ain't listen to this. Yo, go listen to this. I'm like, yo, we had those conversations like, yo, you know, we still are digging around the internet looking for who's doing it, who's killing it, who's doing something different. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Trillanoyx.
I talked to Paul. You know, I mean, me and Paul talk about this all the time. Like the hip hop scene is more appreciated overseas or out the country.
Yes.
I mean, come on, dog. I mean, way more than it is here. I mean, I grew up in Germany. I mean, dog. I mean, it's like, I mean, even now today, I mean, there are countless hip hop acts that still travel and tour.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I'm talking about. I mean, look, like 9 months out of the year, And you know what I'm saying? I mean, they couldn't book a date at a strip club today in the United States.
Right.
I mean, everybody appreciates hip hop more than they do. I mean, across the
That's a
world.
corporate. Go back
I
to the
mean,
corporate thing, bro.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. That's back to the corporate shit. But I mean, that's crazy. That's fucked up.
I know it's frustrating to
It's
see it
fucked up.
because we see it. Because I travel a lot. I be overseas, man. I see it. I see the difference. I see how the kids dress. I see everything. I'm walking around in Italy, and they kids dress like it's the 90s in New
Yeah,
York.
exactly. Yeah, 19.
Yo, it's like, I'm like, what's going on? Like,
Hey,
for real.
They're
Hey,
like
dude,
10 years behind us.
They like
Yo.
no. I mean, no. They're not behind us.
Yeah, they brought it back.
Yo,
I
It
they
mean,
just
really
seems
rock
like
no,
it
it.
is,
no,
Like,
though. It seems like
no.
they're
I mean, no,
behind
no.
us and like,
But
yo,
that right there is that's that American arrogance. They're not behind us. They
yeah,
appreciate it.
yo,
yeah.
hey,
You know
Paul,
what I'm
I'm
saying?
gonna be
You know what I'm
real.
saying? Like they appreciate it more.
I wish I had
And
this
you gotta
picture.
realize if you ain't did it yet, it's due to you. KRS-One said, if anybody heard the freestyle, it's a freestyle. If you wrote it and you saying it for the first time. So
It's a
what I'm saying
freestyle, right?
is imagine a bunch of kids
Wow.
saying, yeah, I'm gonna reject this particular style of hip hop that they got over there. Let's go back to the authentic. And that is what's been missing in a lot of a lot of these commentaries about what's going on with hip hop in America. The majority of hip hop fans in America don't like corporate hip hop. Young people like it because they wanted to be different. They used the opportunity of the generational change to try to put out a underhanded way of trying to get the youth to act like that adults were against the type of music that they were against. When Versace came out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw people react to it in a way similarly than they did to Serato, for example. Oh, Serato
Oh my
it's
god.
not authentic. You're not actually like, and so same thing with Versace. When the Migos came out, I saw some older people who weren't really as into hip hop. These are the same people that I will always say changed from the silk suits and the ballet boots to hip hop when it became intimidating. They had to man up. They couldn't be going around with the silk shirts on anymore. But I saw that change. It's the same thing as what happened with the hip hop industry when the Migos, who came up with a flow and a style that was different than everybody else and kind of were on an independent tip.
Right.
So then Drake instantly recognized it, hopped on it, didn't even want to be in the video. Think about it. And took it to a whole nother level of where the thing that happened to Jay-Z, where everybody rapped like Jay-Z during his era, happened to the Migos. You feel what I'm saying? When that happened, people began to have a shift in terms of what they considered was hip hop and what was not hip hop. Some people started going, oh, well, this isn't really hip hop. And some people were like, yes, it is. It's rapping. And then you had the pressure of corporations. And think about it. You got if you're a corporation, who's buying these young white kids, and you're going to market to them. You've got a brand new way to market to them through the internet that most of the hip hop fans were not a part of at that time. During the Migos time, we were just getting into it, bro.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So I watched that particular thing happen. That particular technique of being in advertising. I knew what it was. We were being marketed to, and it was a negative slant towards traditional hip hop. Yeah. Oh, I don't be doing that freestyling stuff. That's for old people. I don't do all of that. I don't be into that graffiti breakdancing. That's cornball, right? So then you got these people that you're putting ahead as being the new hip hop stars now trashing what has been traditional.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what has happened is that they're almost trying to use the concept of, oh yeah, hip hop is over, hip hop is done with, because of the same tactics that they used. They're like, oh, we don't have to necessarily focus on what people want because we found a global thing in Afro beats now. And now we can push Afro beats because Afro beats is more. You see what do you? So But what they've never done is acknowledge the fact that hip hop took over everything: the clothing industry, the shoe industry, the music industry, the fashion industry, the television industry. Hip hop completely moved
The
ourselves
world.
into it.
Yeah, it did.
So
It did.
because we
In a
don't
major way.
control our narrative and we don't control our media, we will continue to have these conversations amongst each other.
Yeah.
Because
That's
but
it. Yeah, that's it. We don't control our media, man. We don't. And that's why you seeing this stuff now. You seeing this mad dash for control of the internet because Damage can jump on, you can jump on, you can have your show and you can listen to him say what he's saying now. And what terrifies people is if all of a sudden you did an interview with somebody like us and all of a sudden you got 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million views and it went crazy, you're going to get phone calls. And who going to be those phone calls? They're going to be corporations. And what they going to do? They're going to be offering you money and advertising money. And YouTube going to come to you. And then one day they're going to have a person like Damage on. Then they're going to say, hey, you can't really have guys like that on our advertisers. Don't like that. And there it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what they do. It's the co-op. It's the co-op and the control. Because you got to control what people are saying. And people don't realize how that works because what that means is you can, like, I watched this movie the other day, was real ill. This dude was like, yo, if somebody came to me and said, yo, I got 1 million lemons. These people, they don't like lemons, but I got 1 million lemons over here and you can buy them for cheap, 1 cent a piece. All right, give me the 1 million lemons. Then I'm going to go on this campaign telling everybody that lemons are scarce. Lemons ain't good for you. Lemons is hurting the body. Lemons is going out of style. We can't grow lemons. It's a problem. And then we're going to constrict the flow of lemons. We're going to convince everybody they don't want lemons. And then once lemons are rock bottom and we got all the 1 million lemons, we're going to flip it. We're going to flip the media and say, oh my God, we got lemon juice. We got lemon oils that help your skin. We got lemon rub on your face. We got lemon shampoo. We got lemon, right? And now you cornered the market. That's what we dealing with. That's what's happening.
I mean, being that you said that, that's the same thing they did with kale. Do you know kale is not good for you?
Yes.
Oh man, kale tears your digestive system up.
I mean, garlic isn't really that good for
you. I mean, yeah, but I mean,
I mean, milk. Like, come on, man, you right.
I mean, of course, milk and breakfast and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's called break the fast. You know, your body's healing. You know, so break the fast. But anyway, but yeah, that brought me back to like the kale thing, like, you know, because kale is not good for you. You know what I mean? Like kale was in so much abundance and they couldn't sell the kale. So you remember, like the past 10 years, kale has just been considered like a superfood, like, you know.
Yeah, they need a campaign.
On
paper it looks good, but in practice it doesn't.
Hip hop is good for your health.
But
think about listen. Hey, what is the name of the breakdancer that we saw when we were downtown in Raleigh? He was at 35 and he looked like he was like 27. What is he's a famous breakdancer to this day?
You know, a Boogaloo Shrimp?
Not Boogaloo Shrimp. That's a made up stuff. I'm talking about real break. Crazy Legs. Crazy Legs.
Oh yeah.
Crazy Legs was in Raleigh. If you look at a picture of him, I know he's way older because he was like 35 when he said that. I was like, yo, how is it you looking so young?
He preaches that. Yeah, he does. I watch his channel. Yeah.
Right. He said that back then. So you have to understand, like, hip hop being able to. I'm just thinking about people who are our age, and you know, the mental faculties were starting to slip. You know, their cardio wasn't good, breath control not good. I'm even talking about performing. I'm talking about just regular people I know who look much older than either me or Spin, and they're the exact same age or older. I believe it's hip hop. I believe that hip hop has had such a good effect on me on basically having a daily routine of having a religion, not religious, like, you know, but just doing something on a daily basis, practicing rhyming, having breath control, being able to hold your breath, be able to run a few miles, you know, dance around on stage. Things like that are so important to hip hop and aren't discussed, that those people who are involved in hip hop and practicing on a daily basis get the benefits, and people, you know, then gravitate towards you, be like, "Hey, you looking so good, like, you know what I'm saying? You looking young and all that stuff." But ultimately, how amazing is it that you can participate in something that gives other people joy and happiness and also gives you better health?
Shit, man. You know what, boy? I mean, hey, Paul.
No.
I mean, this might be the best.
Yeah, I
interview
think
ever.
we
You
could
know
go
what I
all
mean?
night,
I mean,
fellas. We probably gonna have to wrap it up because we'll probably
Oh
be
yeah,
on
you
here
don't
like
want you gonna have to
another.
do a part 2, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
part
yeah,
two
do a
next
part
week,
two. We
man.
just hit the hour mark. We still got to
Next
do
week.
some topics. So
Part
I
2
mean,
next
y'all more
week.
than welcome to come on any other time, man. That y'all want to come on.
Anytime,
Word,
bro.
man. Just let us know, man. Just reach out. We here.
Shit,
No
stay
doubt.
on for the
What's up?
topics.
Any shout outs y'all want to do before y'all go? And I mean, I don't know if y'all want to stay on the topics or not. That's up to y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, we can rock, but hey, let's do this. Action Packed Adventure is now out on all streaming platforms after 30 years. You can go and listen to it now. We also have our second album, which is The Secret Tapes, which is outtakes and different songs that we have on there. People are loving that, and I'm so happy about that. Don't forget about Spin's new releases. He's already doing one with him and 12th Dot that is fire. That's out on all streaming platforms. Don't forget about him and his collaboration with Jay Gray. And don't forget about me either. I also have an album. Don't forget about Dose Hobo. So Yaggfu Front has tons of music, right? So y'all can listen to it, check out at least to find out what we've been doing over many years. Like what type of stuff are we on? Come check us out.
Just find official Yaggfu on. Find the official Yaggfu on Instagram, and then it's like a spider web. You can reach out and get everybody from there. We got joints here and there. People don't know, but they about to find out. Well, they are finding out. We have some new joints just floating around now that people are like, wait a minute, oh shit, what? So go listen. We stay with the tools sharpened. We ain't never got dull. You know what I'm saying? So
no, we got doper. And hey, shouts out to everybody that's starting or doing music right now, Fayetteville, all across North Carolina or anywhere else in the world. Don't listen to anybody. If you love it, continue to do it. And if you're looking to get something out of it that goes more beyond your love, make sure you organize and monetize and prepare yourself business.
And I'm gonna bid you guys farewell. I'm gonna let you do your topics. I'm gonna give it to y'all because you talking about fasting. I'm on the OMAD, and it's way past the time I should have had my meal of the day, so I'm about to go get it.
All right, we appreciate you coming on, man.
All right, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Problem, man. Appreciate you guys.
Part 2. We definitely got to do part 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Anytime, man. Anytime.
We'll tell you what we learned about the industry behind the scenes.
Word. Not what you think.
Appreciate it, fellas. Thank you for coming on, man. Anytime, man.
Peace.
All right, y'all.
Appreciate y'all.
All right. So
I don't even remember the topics.
Wow, that was an hour and 7 minutes. I got a lot of chopping up to do, man. A lot of good info in there. First hip hop act signed to a major label.
A lot of good info.
But they said, they were pretty much independent as well. Yeah, man. That's crazy. Like they work radio. They definitely had they definitely understood the business kind of early, working at radio, knowing how to get on the radio.
I mean, they covered everything. I mean, even with the logo, like I said, I didn't remember till today, dog. I mean, I was at work driving, and it just popped in my head. You know what I'm saying? While I was listening to their stuff, I was like, damn, I remember being in Sanford, seeing their logo at a gas station, dog, on a pump.
And we thought they were influenced by DOS Effects. They came out before DOS Effects.
Didn't even know that. Remember, we talked about that yesterday, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we said yesterday, like, you know what I'm saying, with they sound like DOS Effects. Like, they was before them. Like, I mean, come on, dog. Like, I mean, that whole interview, man, was like, I mean, I got a whole bunch of shit to damn unwrap. Look, this is gonna be my first interview. I'm gonna watch all the way through. Cause I mean, I gotta write some shit down and, like, you know what I'm saying, like, actually like you know, digest some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was a lot of information, man, for real.
60 minutes worth. We need to do a part 2. Definitely. Mr. J, man, good guest, man. I mean, yeah, man, very significant for this show, man. First North Carolina hip hop act signed to a major label. We're gonna get into your official trailer real quick, and we're gonna be right back because I need to get some more soda.
Yes,
We'll be right back.
It's gone from it being kind of gate kept to being kind of closed off to now it's wide open. You know what I mean? Like from city to city, even state to state, it's wide open. The artists can really control their own destiny now. It really comes down to the business, and we're seeing a lot of the really talented artists in North Carolina really step into their own and create their own lanes and craft their own little niches.
We out here doing what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? Carolina shit, representing the underground scene. Carolina got a lot to offer. There's a lot of artists out here that y'all sleeping on. You know what I'm saying? Don't say you don't have no talent out here, because if you just stop for a minute, you will see. It's so much talent here. It's so people got so much to offer, and all we try to do is just bring our talent to the people and bring it to life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is really important that we let the people know, like, Carolina's bigger than J. Cole and the Baby and P.D. Pablo.
All this cash, see the speakers blaring, the people staring like, where you get all that? Now I got a big old bag. Now I got a big old bag. Now I got a big old bag. It ain't like, where you get all that? Now I got a big old bag. Can't even fit all this cash. See me smiling now while I'm wilding now, like, yeah, I fit all that. Yes, now I got a big old bag. Now I got a big old bag. Now I got a big old bag.
Underground Experience brought to you by Mr. J, NCC Records, The Empire. Yo, is that Eddie Ruger rapping?
Yeah, Eddie Ruger. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's Eddie Ruger.
He dope.
And don't forget, next week we got the Mixtape Addict, right?
Yeah, mixtape.
And I got to reschedule Barry Benson, man. He wanna hit me up about the reschedule, so we got to leave a date open for him. And still waiting on a reply from Smoother Hustler. Smoother Hustler, please. We need you on the show. Let's get into some topics, and it shouldn't be too long to get in these. Which modern day rapper would have made it in the 90s? I'm gonna start with Mr. J. Who you got for me?
My top is Benny the Butcher. I think Benny Butcher has the skill set, the attitude, the image that would have definitely made it in the 90s. I think his bars definitely stand out. I think he would have been one of those guys, you know, who made it. Honorable mentions for a couple, well, actually three. Locksmith, if y'all familiar with Locksmith.
I've heard of him, yeah.
LA. His bars is crazy. Definitely his image, the way he kind of moves around. Yeah. Of course, Cole, Kendrick, those two, because of their lyricism.
So that's what you got. You got Locksmith, Cole, Kendrick, and you said who was the first one?
Top one's Benny the Butcher.
Benny Butcher. Trillanoyx Trax. Who you got for me? Modern day rapper that would have made it in the 90s.
You know what I'm saying? I might get some slack, some flack. You know what I'm saying? Some pushback for this, but
no.
21 Savage, dog.
21 Savage.
Hey, look, man. First of all, fuck what y'all say. The nigga be spitting, dog. Dude be spitting.
Maybe I don't listen to him enough and I don't appreciate him enough.
Hey, man, dude be spitting.
But
I mean, look. I mean, let me finish.
Hold up. This is almost like the number 2 pick in the hip hop boom bap draft, which was
no.
Showbiz.
No. That's way different. I don't know what he said, but anyway, what I'm saying is, listen to what I'm saying. I mean, first of all, you mean we talking about somebody that would have made it in the 90s. Okay,
who was going to produce for him?
Who
was going to be his producers in the 90s?
I mean, imagine 21 Savage over a Premier beat. Come on, dog. I mean,
I'm about to throw my damn notepad and forget the rest of my damn topic.
Hey, throw it, do what you want to do. But anyway, like I'm saying is, man, like this, man. First of all, his lyrics are hard, but not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like the lyrics are hard. He has a flow too. I mean, he can ride a beat, you know what I mean? And he has a style. I mean, we talking about the 90s, right? I mean, I'm telling you right now. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put this out here right now. I mean, I don't know if Premier is listening, but imagine 21. If 21 Savage did the beat with Premier right now, man, it would be a fucking #1 hit right now. Trust me. And then on top of that, then on top of that, all of us old heads will be like, oh shit, 21. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that don't like 21 at our age would be like, yo, 21 saying something. You know what I'm saying? Because we will listen to what he's saying because it's on Premier Beat. I mean, that right there. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, it might not be the fan favorite or.
That's all you got. 21. So you got 21 Savage. That's the only one you got.
I mean, yeah. I mean, how many was it supposed to be?
Okay, what we about to say, Mr. J?
I'll say this: the Red Rum joint that he's got out right now,
dope.
The beat goes crazy. You know what I'm saying? That beat
sample
goes crazy.
90s.
His lyrics, it's just okay for me. Just okay. But on that beat, it makes it. I think that beat carries him.
I mean, he rhymed the word pussy for goddamn 36 bars. Come on now. I mean, listen to what I'm saying though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Bars, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, the word bars is getting blurred right now because, you know what I'm saying? Bars, I mean, he rapped the word pussy for a whole goddamn 16. Come on now.
All right, let me get to who I got then.
Skill.
Which modern day rapper would have made it in the 90s? I had a list and then I thought of a name afterwards. I was like, I'm gonna have to put this cat at the top of my list. I'm gonna have to go with Joel Ortiz.
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right, Paul.
Joel Ortiz would have made it very good in the 90s, I believe. I think maybe Ab-Soul might have been good in the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I mean, you said modern day. I mean, Joel Ortiz, like
he came out 2000 something.
Yeah, 2000 something. We're talking about modern day. We're talking about at least from 2015 to 24.
Yeah, we didn't make that stipulation. We said
know, you know
90s, so it's got to be anybody who wasn't. I would think that wasn't in the 90s.
I mean, no. I mean, if that's the case, then you say like,
yeah, you didn't make no 2015 stipulations before.
No, you know. First of all, you put the topic out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I mean, I'm gonna put the narrative.
He's a modern day rapper. He's a modern day rapper.
Hey, Mr. J, I'm gonna put the narrative out there that you remember last week he put the Alchemist on the hip hop producer shit, and now he put what's his name? Joel Ortiz.
I thought of him last minute, and then I got Ab-Soul. Another one I would throw out there would be RJ Payne.
Who?
RJ Payne. Yeah, I think RJ Payne would do very well in the 90s. You said Benny the Butcher. I definitely think Conway would then.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, so modern. I mean, so what does modern mean to you? Like, I mean, what?
Griselda just came out after 2015.
No, I mean, I'm not saying about Benny the Butcher or
dudes that are rapping now that didn't rap in the 90s.
I mean, that changes the whole scope. I mean, there's a lot of people that wasn't in the 90s. We got to start from 2000.
I mean,
break
down those stipulations and rules. Joel Ortiz is a modern day rapper who did not come out in the 90s, who I think would have done well in the 90s. And another one, I know somebody said Chuck D would go in on him, but I think Lupe Fiasco would have did all right in the 90s.
Well, shit, that's good. I mean, Big Sean don't get no shine or no love. You know what I mean?
Big Sean is under that tier. To me, he's that tier under like Cole, Drake, and Kendrick. He's like that tier right under them.
Under?
You put him at that same tier with Cole, Kendrick, and Drake?
I'll put him above all of them. I mean, trust me, man. Big Sean spits,
I'll put him like the tier right underneath him.
I mean, man. I mean, that goes back to the guests we had. You know what I'm saying? Like with corporation, like pushing that type of shit, man. Man, Big Sean.
He's not bad. Big Sean is better than most, but I don't like. There's levels to this shit. There's always levels to this shit, Trill. You got. Come on, man.
I mean, yeah, there are levels, but I'm just
There's
saying,
levels
like
to
Big
this shit, and
Sean.
he's just not on the same level as a Kendrick, Cole, and Drake. He's just on a level right underneath, I think. But he's a bunch of levels, above a lot of other people.
To me,
I
Big
don't
Sean.
put him up there. With,
I mean, to me,
I don't put him up there with Kendrick, Cole, and Drake.
yeah. I mean, I do. I mean, I put him better than them though. Yeah.
Well, Big Sean, we're gonna chop it up. Trillanoyx Trax put you up there with Kendrick, Cole, and Drake.
Exactly.
And
yeah. I mean, you know what I'm
my
saying? Like,
apologies. I don't. I'll
mean,
put you in the tier right below. If that's good enough, not good enough, I don't know what to tell you, man.
I'm just saying, like, I mean,
That's still
like
props. That's still good.
I mean,
that's still good.
I mean, the guests we had on here just said like the corporation push. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He
Big
didn't have that
Sean
push.
get a lot of push. Big Sean get a lot of push.
No,
man.
I mean, Big Sean done got shut down. He done dropped the whole album, a book, and all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? He got shut out because of the Kendrick and J. Cole beef and all that type of shit like that. That right there is a corporation push.
That's not the first time he got killed on that control beat was his. And
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Control.
So
shit happens. Shit happens.
Corporate push. I mean,
wait, you getting killed on your own beat ain't got nothing to do with corporate.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, Big Sean's a better MC than all them niggas though.
Right.
I stand on that one.
We'll debate that Saturday. All right, what is the best hip hop posse cut? Start with Trillanoyx Trax. I know you're gonna say like Symphony or Scenario. Is that your answer?
Why would you say that? Cause what?
That's
like
no.
Say it.
Like it's the standard top two.
Say it.
It's the typical standard top two. Scenario and Symphony.
Scenario and Symphony. No. See? Headbanger.
The EPMD, what? Red
Headbanger. K Solo. I mean, come on, dog. I mean, yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Let's debate.
I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you didn't go with the top two on everybody else's standard list.
Headbanger. Come on, dog. That shit is dope.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, what you got?
What I got? Let's put on my notepad. So my number one of all time, I'm gotta go with is probably Flavor in Your Ear remix.
Oh God, dog.
Wow, that's a good one.
No, that's not a good one.
That is a good one.
That's
a good one. That's a big posse cut.
I mean, it was all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, but nah.
Oh man.
Flavor in Your Ear remix?
Come on, man. You know what?
I mean,
who'd you pick for the 7th or 8th pick in the Boom Bap draft? Wasn't it Easy Mo B?
Yeah, but I mean, what was that song you just said?
Flavor in Your remix. Biggie.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay. First of all, the Flavor in Your Ear remix has it has Puffy on the credits. You know what I'm saying? Just because he wanted to switch it up a little bit.
Oh, well, wait. Oh, so it's no Diddy's on
Nah. I mean,
top posse cuts. Is that what we doing? No Diddy?
Nah, it ain't that. But all I'm saying is the only difference between the first goddamn Flavor in Your Ear and the second Flavor in Your Ear that, you know what I'm saying, Diddy got production credits on.
First one ain't a posse cut, anyways.
Okay, I mean, but what I'm saying is, I mean, the beat ain't no change though.
It's all good.
It's the same beat though.
We ain't reviewing music. This ain't Saturday. We ain't reviewing.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
We ain't waiting for a bridge. We ain't waiting for a bridge.
I mean, but you said posse cut though. I mean, headbanger is
but let me go you what
posse cut.
I think Flavor in Your Ear is like the one I got is the number one, like big one for me. But this is my favorite of all time.
Okay.
LaFleur,
Oh yeah.
OG, Helter Skelter. That's my favorite of all time. That's my favorite.
Okay, let me say something right quick though. You know what I'm saying? You said posse cut. Flavor in Your Ear can't be a posse cut.
Yes, it is. You might want to look up the definition of posse cut. So let's look up.
Busta Rhymes is on that. He's not part of the Bad Boy Posse. Yeah.
This is the thing.
Thank
You
you.
got the definition of posse cut wrong. You got the
Nah,
definition
nah.
of wrong.
A
No, let me
posse-
tell you how you got it wrong. Yes. 'Cause-
Okay.
hold up. How is scenario considered a posse cut?
I didn't go with a posse cut on that. I mean, a posse
scenario is considered a number two posse
a posse
cut on all
cut
this.
is a crew of all the people on the same crew.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The definition of a posse cut is 4 rappers or more.
Where'd you read that at? Send that to me. You know what I'm saying? I want it verified. You know what I'm saying? I mean, did the government, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, if I don't get that shit from the FBI, the CIA, or the FDA.
Definition of a posse.
A posse cut. A posse means people that roll together. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
A posse cut. Check it out. Wikipedia.
I mean, that's people that roll together. So
Wikipedia says, yeah,
so
but
the symphony is a posse cut.
okay, but look at the
you know what I'm
definition of a
saying?
posse.
They
Hold
was
up.
all
Look at the
Juice Crew.
definition of a posse. Look at the definition of a posse.
Headbanger was a posse cut because they was all Def Squad and all this stuff like that.
It's because it's 4 or more rappers.
Scenario is
It's
not a
4
posse
more
cut. You know what I'm saying? Because
the definition of a posse is a body of men in a county from which a sheriff could summon to enforce the law. So we can't go off for like regular.
So that I mean, so
definition of a posse cut.
So that means that
described as posse cuts are tracks that include 4 or more rappers.
If that's the case, then I mean,
that's why they consider scenario and symphony
no
posse
scenario is not a posse cut.
It's considered a posse cut on the top list.
Headbangers a posse cut because you know what I'm saying. That's all Def Squad.
You could go in Reddit and everything. All these lists, everybody's considered scenario is. I'm telling you, scenario is considered a posse cut.
Okay, so you know what I'm saying. We going back to what the guest just said. You know what I mean? That's what the corporation trying to tell you what a posse is. You know what I mean? But
it's not necessarily the corporation. There's people in hip hop that consider posse cuts 4 or more.
Okay, well, they're wrong. They're wrong. I mean, a posse is people that roll together.
So how
a posse is people that roll together.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean they had to be. But it doesn't mean they all had to be from the same rap group.
The symphony was a posse cut. That was all Juice Crew.
But I'm telling you, every song that's 4 or more considered a posse cut.
Exactly. Headbanger is a posse cut because it was all
not
Def
just
Squad.
because that's not the only reason they consider a posse cut. It's
you know what I mean? Like,
I'm telling you, dude, it's 4 more. All right, let's get to the next topic.
We getting technical, but yeah, I don't believe that. Yeah, that's not a posse cut.
I gotta get my
I mean, you ain't.
So
go ahead, Mr. J. You want to chime in?
I gotta get my list in. Before we move on to the next topic, I gotta get my list.
Oh, you didn't get your cut?
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because you debate with me.
I'm just saying. I mean, a posse is a crew. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we could crew up. We could be on different crews and crew up for a song.
No, that's not a posse, man. A posse is a crew, unified.
I'm telling you, you better go check. You better go Google it. Go Google the list. You'll see.
Here's my list. My number 1 is LL Cool J. I Shot You. The I Shot You remix.
That's considered a posse cut. Thank you.
That's not. They won't posse.
It is. Thank you, Mr. J.
All right, we're going
crew
on.
Cut. I mean, like.
It's 4 or more rappers, Trill, man. I'm telling you, dude.
Next joint is Banned from TV. That's Nori's joint. Banned from TV.
Considered a posse cut.
Y'all consider that. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you know,
there is other people, not just us. There was thousands of other people in hip hop that consider these posse cuts.
Posse is a crew.
We're not dictating. Me and Mr. J are not dictating if these are posse cuts. There's other people that's already saying these are posse cuts. Now let's finish this list.
All right. My next one is actually my personal favorite. One of my personal favorites is Pure Uncut. It's by 8 Ball from 8 Ball and MJG. It's got a psychodrama, Silk the Shocker, Mystical, and Master P on it.
Which is considered a posse cut. Thank you, Mr. J.
I mean, just because both of y'all niggas agree on that shit don't mean it's a posse cut. You know what I'm saying?
Just
I mean,
because you disagree, just because you the only one that disagree,
have y'all
don't
watched
mean it's
the?
not.
Hey, look, have y'all watched the movie Posse with
Have you watched? Hey, have you watched? Have you watched Young
Posse?
Guns? Have you watched Young Guns?
Have you watched? I mean, Posse.
Have you
You know
watched
what I
Young
mean?
Guns? They were considered a posse.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. You know what I'm saying? This right here goes back to that one guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
Who, drugs?
hip hop has, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop has different rules. You know what I mean? I mean, hip hop is the same culture that says that if you don't write your rhymes, you're not an MC, right?
You act like we dictating
Nah,
right now
no,
what a
no, no,
posse
no,
cut is.
no,
We going off
no,
of
no,
what
no,
other
no,
people
no.
are saying.
Fuck what other people say. I'm talking about what we are talking about.
And I agree. Posse cut is 4 more.
Okay, in hip hop, if you don't write your rhymes, what do you call it?
I don't know what's the term.
There is no term because, you know what I'm saying? Listen, you're not called an MC. Okay, in hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Back to the other dude, if you don't make your beats by yourself in hip hop, I mean, you know what I'm
Here's
saying?
another one. Live at the barbecue. That's another posse cut. Shouts out to Jennifer.
Oh, dog. No, I mean, just because there's 4 niggas on the motherfucking damn track, don't mean it's a posse cut.
I can't say that word. He just said people, but
a posse
yes, when there's
is
4 rappers.
A posse means a team.
More.
A posse means a
Anybody
team.
can team up. Anybody can team up.
Y'all got it fucked up, man. You know, hey, you know what?
But let's get into the next topic.
You and all the rest of them got it. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all got it. You know what I'm saying? But like, a posse cut in hip hop means people that are on the same team.
Google. You need to start hitting that Google and see what we're talking about.
Nah, I don't need to hit the Google. I was there. You know what I mean? I don't have to hit the Google. You know what I'm saying? I was there. You know what I'm saying? Google is for y'all motherfuckers that's agreeing with that bullshit right there. Man, look, dog. A posse means a people that are from the same crew. I mean, if you get 5 niggas together, I don't mean it's a posse cut.
No, a posse originally meant from the same county, but like we're applying that for hip hop. They gotta be from the same county.
Man, Future and Drake did 2 albums together, and now they beefing. So they're a posse. Come on, man.
There's people in hip hop that are in crews that don't live in the same county.
Man, no, a crew is like we're talking hip hop. A crew means people are under the same label.
Oh, so hip hop changing the whole definition of posse.
Hip hop changed the whole definition of everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, nobody talks shit about Beyonce because she don't write her songs. But
nowadays, everything got 2.
But listen, though, I mean, but come on,
more.
dog, come on, dog, man, come on, man. I mean,
let's get into the next one. Let's get into the next one.
I'm just saying, but I mean, look, everybody want to get on Drake because they say he don't write his rhymes.
There's only 3 of us, so we can't call us a posse, the Live for Fayettenam posse. But we're gonna we're gonna be a posse.
No, we are a posse, but anybody that is not from Fayettenam come on the show, we can't call ourselves a posse. Exactly, man. Come on, dog. I mean, we a posse.
All right. So, what's your top 3 favorite? Now, this was gonna be 90s joints, but Trill want to change it to all time. So we're gonna go with all time. What's your top 3 favorite hip hop albums of all time? I'm gonna start with Mr. J.
I'm going Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style.
Yep.
That's one of my Ray and Ghost. You know, the purple tape.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That all them joints on there. Scarface, the Untouchable. That's one, the 3 of my favorite joints.
That's your 3 favorite joints. So Snoop Dogg, Scarface. What was the second one you just said?
Ray and Ghost.
Ray and Ghost, which is actually Jizz is actually my favorite Wu-Tang solo. But I can't argue with that. I mean, there's a lot of people that really love that album. What you got, Trillanoyx Trax? Your top 3 hip hop albums of all time.
I mean, I'm gonna go with shit. I mean, but you know what I'm saying, to piggyback off him, you know what I mean, that Doggy Style. I know for a fact that I am the first person in Fayetteville, North Carolina, to have the Doggy Style album because I was at Paradise Records at 7 a.m. Nah, I mean, I'm dead ass serious, man, for real. I was at
I remember
Paradise
that when
Records.
people would be in there like super early waiting for it to open
No.
up.
I mean, this won't no release shit.
Yeah.
I'm talking about I was there at 7 a.m. and the UPS truck came and dropped off the fucking cases of goddamn CDs. I know that for a
one.
Huh?
Don't tell me you stole one.
No. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I wanted to rob him, but that was a different time. But I'm just saying though, I mean, I was there. I mean, I know for a fact, you know what I'm saying? I was at Paradise Records on Yaggfu Road. UPS truck pulled up, took the goddamn boxes of CDs in there, and I went in there and I bought the first Snoop Dogg CD in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Can't nobody dispute me on that one. But I'm gonna put that one as number one, and then I'm gonna go with Zaggin, NWA.
Yep. Which one?
Niggas for Life.
Oh, what did you just say? What did you just say?
It was spelled backwards. Zaggin. Come on, man. Yeah. Yeah. See?
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah. you can say Zaggin. Yeah.
Zaggin. Okay. Please don't cancel me, people, for saying Zaggin. Please don't cancel me.
You can say Zaggin. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, that album right there, it was a game changer for what I'm saying, like East and West Coast, you know what I'm saying? So Zaggin, Doggy Style, and it is funny that, you know what I'm saying, the first two was West Coast artists, but Doggy Style was my shit, man. I mean, I just got my first car, you know what I'm saying? I just had my first daughter. You know what I mean? I'll be talking to my daughter now. I'll be like, I'm surprised you ain't deaf because I had 15s in the back. You know what I'm saying? She like 5 months old, you know what I'm saying, in the back seat, in a car seat. I'm booming that shit. You know what I'm saying? But Doggy Style, Zaggin, and the first Nas.
First Nas?
Huh. I mean, then on top of, it's funny how all three of those is like pretty much sequential though. You know what I mean? They're in the same time. I mean, it was just like an important time of my life. So, I mean, all those stick out to me.
All right, so I'm gonna get into my top three. My number one all time, I think, will never be dethroned. I don't think nobody will drop an album to dethrone this. Is Mobb Deep Infamous? That's my number one album of all time. It's been that for a while, beginning to end. Like if you're skipping a song on Mobb Deep Infamous, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. There's nothing to skip. I had to listen to this album again. I gotta go with Biggie Life After Death. Biggie Life After Death. I just feel like he was gonna take over the game if he was still alive. Him and the Lox, he would have probably executive produced their album. It would have been a hell of a lot better. There's nothing but bangers on the Biggie Life After Death. I mean, you get to a few tracks that might not be your cup of tea, like the Jay-Z or something, but you might need it because there's just so many fucking bangers on there, man. N-Words Bleed Like Us, Got a Story to Tell. I mean, just countless joints. The Lox joints. And then I think my third favorite album all the time, I had a debate on this one. I almost wanted to go with Rakim, The 18th Letter.
Oh, dog. That shit was dope.
That shit is dope.
Underrated. I mean, not mentioned enough. Like, I mean, yeah.
But I think I had to go with Gangstar Moment of Truth is my top three. I've always loved Gangstar. Up there he goes, Rakim, 18th Letter. I mean, the rhymes on there is just like rhyming perfection. I mean, just Rakim. But I had to go with Gangstar Moment of Truth because that was the first album, like when after Premier done mastered that new Premier sound, that we're typical hearing now.
Yeah.
That was the first album. Because the album before that, it was kind of more versatile and you didn't have that specific sound. But Moment of Truth was that first mastered sound that we know.
Premier sound, Premier sound, that Premier sound,
And it was features like crazy all over it. G-Dap, Freddie Foxx, Big Shug.
The Militia, man. The Militia
killed it on there. Yeah, the Militia, the Spectre Deck track. Obama, what was it? What was the
mechanics work around with their tools.
The Ayatollah, the sofa, clouds my sofa, some shit.
It's funny though, you know what I'm saying? But that Gangstar album and the 18th Letter came out at the same time though.
Yeah, around the same time. And Premier produced on the Rakim joint.
Yep. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time. Yep.
Yeah.
It's been a yep. I was living in Campbell Terrace then. Yep. I was living in the projects, man, in Campbell Terrace. Both of them
And
albums
even
came out at the same time. Yep.
yeah, and rock. It's like there might have been maybe one song that wasn't just my total cup of tea with a Rakim. I think there was like a one song in there I didn't really like the beat too much, but you can never deny Rakim's rhymes whatsoever. It doesn't.
And
It doesn't
I
matter
mean,
what the beat was. His rhyme was gonna be like perfectly on time and perfectly on beat, and he was gonna say some shit that was typically dope.
yeah. I mean, you know, he was on that 5% shit. Like, I mean, you know, I mean, the one thing I've noticed about hip hop is that, I mean, I listen to a lot of old school stuff, and I'm hearing it different now as an older man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's some stuff you miss, you know what I'm saying, when it came out. Even though you was a fan, like, I mean, it's so much stuff that you missed that they said, or even with the beats, like, I mean, even the beats sound better now. And I mean, maybe it's because, you know, all the bullshit that's like being pushed in our ears nowadays. I mean, I don't know, but you know, it's like nowadays when I listen to old school hip hop, man, you know, I can listen to a Rakim song or a MC Shan song, whatever. I'm hearing it different now. You know what I mean? I mean that's the beauty of hip hop, you know. So
Well, look, fellas, we got 20 minutes till we hit 2 hour mark to hit other topic. I gotta piss real quick, so we're gonna run another underground experience
hey,
documentary,
Paul don't
and
hold
we're
nothing
gonna
back.
come right back for the last time.
It's gone from it being kind of gate kept to being kind of closed off to now it's wide open. You know what I mean? Like from city to city, even state to state, it's wide open. The artists can really control their own destiny now. It really comes down to the business, and we're seeing a lot of the really talented artists in North Carolina really step into their own and create their own lanes and craft their own little niches.
We out here doing what we do, man. You know what I'm saying? Carolina shit, representing the underground scene. Carolina got a lot to offer. There's a lot of artists out here that y'all sleeping on. You know what I'm saying? Don't say you don't have no talent out here, because if you just stop for a minute, you will see. It's so much talent here. It's so people got so much to offer, and all we try to do is just bring our talent to the people and bring it to light. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is really important that we let the people know, like, Carolina's bigger than J. Cole and the Baby and P.D. Pablo.
All this cash, see the speakers blaring, the people staring like, where you get all that? Now I got a big old bag. Now I got a big old bag. Now I got a big old bag. It ain't like, where you get all that? Now I got a big old bag. Can't even fit all this cash. He's smiling now while I'm wilding now. Like, yeah, I fit all that. What? Now I got a big old bag. Now I got a big old bag. Now I got a big old bag.
Right, y'all want to book an interview for the underground experience? Hit up Mr. J. Where they got to hit you up at?
Hit me on NCC CEO at Yahoo, and or hit me on my IG. I'll go ahead and make it happen.
That's what's up. And you see the Cash App for credits and stuff like that. We got the last topic, and they definitely said the artist's name that we're going to talk about in that documentary official trailer. What did you think? I'm gonna start with Mr. J, because I know Trill's gonna go in on this probably. What did you think of J. Cole apologizing for releasing 7 Minute Drill?
Well, here's the thing. The MC in me was disappointed, because it would have been a great moment for lyrics. You know, it would have been focused, would have been on the lyrics, not on a whole bunch of other stuff. But the grown man in me understands when somebody says something doesn't fit well with them. You know, we are in a kind of a moment of extremism. Like, there's no room for nuance. It's either all right or all wrong. And reality is, it doesn't matter You know, if you feel something doesn't sit right with you, you should be able to roll with that. It doesn't make any sense to kind of put different things in motion. So just because someone does the adult thing in back way doesn't make it weak. It doesn't make all their music trash. It doesn't make somebody else's music better than that or better than them. So you know, they should be able to do it like do what they feel. And here I found a list of from Base 101 of some rappers who actually apologized for this. Since people were like, "Well, ain't nobody ever apologized for it."
Uh-oh. Go
Jay
ahead.
Z to Nas,
Okay.
Gucci Man to Ti, Benzino to Eminem, 3P to Y Celeb, Melly Mel to Eminem, Kanye, of course, you know, he apologized to George Bush, whatever. J. Cole, of course, just Kendrick Lamar. Soldier Boy, apparently he said something about the U.S. military. He had to apologize. And the baby to the whole LGBTQI community.
I'm so mad at him for that.
Yep. Hey, no. I mean, they cut him off. You remember that one episode? They cut you
I'm
off.
so mad at I'm so mad at him for that.
But
All right,
apparently
so
Eminem
I
apologized
mean,
to Tyler too.
Trill, what you got for me over there?
I mean, I'm not mad at him doing that at all. Period. Like, I mean, come on, dog. I mean, like he said, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It affected his piece. I mean, fuck what y'all say, fuck what the fans say, or the hip hop community, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then on top of that, I mean, what makes me more mad is, you know what I'm saying? I'm hearing all these damn Fayetteville niggas talking all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? None of y'all would talk shit about nobody that's talking shit about y'all. You know what I mean? I mean, you won't even put a track out against niggas that's dissing y'all that we're seeing on Facebook and Instagram. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, it's local, but still, we're seeing that shit, but y'all won't say nothing about that. And then on top of that, like, I mean, y'all talking shit like y'all can hold a damn candle to J. Cole. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a grown man, dog, to me, that's saying that, you know, he admitted that he got peer pressured into that shit and he didn't really want to do it and he really didn't mean it. And that him and Kendrick are friends. So I mean, other than that, like, I mean, fuck what everybody say. You know what I mean? Like, to me though, like, you know, I mean, it's just like, I mean, all these local niggas, man. I mean, I hate to use the word local, but you are local. Nobody knows you. You know what I'm saying? Other than your bitches you fucking and niggas like us. So nobody knows you. But I mean, how you gonna talk shit about a nigga that's out there on you know what I'm saying? Like a top tier nigga. You know what I'm saying? The nigga that's out here really doing this shit, and you want to talk shit about him apologizing to another top tier nigga when, you know what I'm saying, y'all niggas won't even goddamn, y'all ain't got the balls to goddamn talk shit about a nigga in Fayetteville that live 2 streets down from you, talking shit about you that rap too. I mean, to me, I mean, you know, I mean, for one, I mean, this is hip hop, and then on top of that, like, I mean, you know, if you watch our podcast, none of us agree on shit all the time. So I mean,
No.
it is a personal. I mean, it's a personal
Preference.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a personal preference. So, you know what I mean? Like me and Paul talked about this shit the other day. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Paul's leaning one way, I was leaning one way. So I mean, you know, I mean,
I'm a little disappointed.
I mean,
maybe if he did, maybe if he waited a while.
I ain't gonna lie.
If he waited a while or something, he just like he dropped the diss record and right after it's the apology.
I mean, I think it would have been worse if he waited more, but I mean, I'm not mad at it, you know what I mean? So
I'm not mad at it.
I mean,
like,
he said what he said, you know what I'm saying? Like, he said for his personal peace. I mean, this is 2024, so you know, mental awareness and, you know what I'm saying, mental health. You know what I mean? You can't go against nobody, but you know, and that goes back to everything from this interview, I mean, to a lot of interviews, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, hip hop has different standards than everybody else. So, I mean,
Well,
so who's right? I
I
mean,
talked
hip
to
hop has
somebody today. I ain't gonna say no
hip hop
names.
has different standards.
Let me throw this out there. I talked to somebody on the phone today, and I ain't gonna say no names, but they were saying a lot of like with him, you know, like when he did the like old boy dissed him on Lil Pump, and then he did an interview. A lot of that is like him being his original rap persona, the therapist.
I mean, dog. I
He,
mean,
he's like this guy that like.
I mean, to me, he's being himself. You know what I mean?
And
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the problem is that hip hop has standards that no other genre has. I mean, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we go back to the old boy that we had on the show. In hip hop, if you don't make the beat yourself, it's not hip hop. If you don't write your whole, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, in hip hop, if you don't write your rhyme, you're not an MC. In hip hop, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's just so many standards that with hip hop, and then you know what I'm saying? Like when you try to like discuss it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, who do
everybody
you
has.
blame for those standards? You got to blame the people
I mean,
that
it's
started
hip
it,
hop. I
right?
mean,
The people
man,
who started it, right?
it does. I mean, no, hip hop has different
Or
standards.
just
Dog.
the fans themselves
It's like I said,
applying the
like
standards.
Beyonce doesn't write none of her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Beyonce might half write one, or Beyonce does songs that nobody has written. Neo wrote Beyonce's biggest songs.
Yeah.
So I mean, so do we discredit Beyonce because she didn't write the song? So what I'm saying is, I mean, exactly. I mean, it doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is, hip hop has different standards and different shit like that. So in hip hop, just like Drake, you know what I mean? Like, they've been going through that shit. Like, oh, he didn't write his rhymes. Oh, he had ghostwriters. So that discredits. Like, I mean, in hip hop, anything that you don't do by yourself discredits you. And I mean, just like I was saying with old boy, like, I mean, I didn't disagree with what he was saying. What I was saying was, hip hop has different rules.
Well, that's a dumb
You know
rule
what I mean? You know what I'm
because
saying? Okay, well, I mean, that right there is a whole nother discussion. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm not saying nothing against Beethoven, because Beethoven didn't play all 97 instruments, you know what I'm saying, in that fucking goddamn symphony. But he composed it.
There's plenty of times
You
I've
know
been
what I'm saying?
writing
I
rhymes
mean,
and somebody say, "Hey, yo, maybe
Quincy
you should say
Jones didn't do
this
it.
way
You know
or
what I mean?
that way."
But what I'm saying is, hip hop has a different set of rules. So are we going to stick to those rules, or are we going to goddamn? I mean, you know, I mean, I do hip hop.
How's the rules applying to this?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, I mean, to me, the rules apply as he's a grown man. He said that it didn't sit right in his spirit to do that type of shit.
There's a lot of people that's not gonna want to hear that. Your fans, just hip hop in general. Because I mean, you know how hip hop is with these.
I
don't call it a beef. It's more of a battle to me than a beef.
But see, you can't fault him for not thinking that it's a battle. I mean, you know, like, people wanted it to be a beef. Okay, the public and the fans and the consumers wanted it to be a beef, right? But you can't fault him for not looking at it like that. And to me, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, if it don't fit right in his spirit, I mean, it just don't fit right in his spirit. I mean, you can't fault him for that. I mean, that don't make him less of an MC or a whack MC or whatever, nothing like that. I mean,
No,
he's
but
still.
I will say it's gonna put a stain on people saying, like, where he is placed at is like if he's number one or number two or number three right now. You know what I'm saying? When they talking about the big three and stuff like that.
Hey, well,
there's people who do care. There's people who do care about those conversations.
Okay.
Just like the Jordan versus LeBron conversation that is super heavy.
I mean, fuck that. I mean, I just brought up Big Sean earlier, right? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but
it doesn't matter.
I mean, you could debate them in the top three, but
okay,
that's for
I mean,
another
but listen,
podcast.
I mean, just listen though. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's only 3 people on here right now, and we all got 3 different opinions. You got billions of people out there, so I mean, that's all I'm saying, man. Like, you know, I don't see it that way.
And there's probably millions of people that feel some kind of way about it one way, and millions might feel some kind of way about it the other way.
The people that matter is his fans. You know what I'm saying? I bet you it'd be a Dreamville
But I
Fest.
guarantee some of his fans feel some kind of way about him apologizing.
Okay, well, I'll put it like this. Next year, when Dreamville Fest come up, that right there show us, you know what I'm saying, how everybody feel. How about that? Man, you know what I'm saying? Like the people that matter, you know what I'm saying, it'll show us next year. Next year when he do the Dreamville Fest, it'll show us what matters and you know what I'm saying, like, and who cares.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you next year he gonna have whatever artist he want to bring up, and they're gonna show up. He got 50 Cent this year. Come on, man, 50 Cent.
50 Cent didn't show up though. He didn't show up.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't know about that, but it was still a fest.
He was supposed to replace Chris Brown, but he didn't end up showing up for some reason. I don't know what it was.
Okay, but
there is going to be fans that feel some kind of way about it. And just like the Fayetteville Cats, like at first they was all like, yeah, light work like it's PWC. Everybody posting it, right? You see it, right? Soon as he apologized, you see how quick they switched like the lights.
Exactly. Not real fans. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you switch up, I mean,
I'm still waiting on the apology from PW.
I mean, I don't feel like it ain't gonna make me hate the dude or dislike him or nothing, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed, man. You know, I honestly think he made us look bad too. I think he made us look bad too.
I'm not. You know what I mean? Because
I think he made the city look bad some too.
I'm not.
I think the reality is this. You know, people are going to have their opinions.
Yep.
His work stands out for itself.
Exactly.
Everybody can have their opinions. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. But
can't take that away.
Stands on its own.
And we still got to see if Kendrick's going to reply and where this is going to go. You know what I'm saying?
He's not.
We don't know.
I mean, trust me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they are actually friends. They talk to each other.
Yeah, but I don't know. Kendrick's over there like, you know.
Nah, I don't think so.
Like this is bad for his soul.
I mean, but then on top of that, I mean, he won't look no better if he did respond after this right here. Come on, man. I mean, it goes both ways. So I'm gonna put it like this. Okay, 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? We got 2 weeks. I'm gonna give it 2 weeks. If Kendrick don't respond, if Kendrick doesn't respond, he can't look no worse than Jay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, J. Cole responded and, you know what I'm saying, gave his reason behind, you know what I'm saying, for wanting to have a take back. So to me, right now, that means that Kendrick can't respond back. I mean, first of all, neither one of y'all niggas is gangster rappers. So you know what I mean? Like, so I mean, if Kendrick responded back, it wouldn't even look. I mean, it wouldn't be no. To me, it wouldn't make no sense. Neither one of these guys are gangster rappers.
Maybe he want to try to put a nail in the coffin. I don't know.
I mean, dog. I mean, to me, to be honest, I think, you know what I'm saying, he played himself by even jumping out there with fucking Future and goddamn Metro Boomin. Come on, Future.
Yeah, I wish he wouldn't have did it on that track.
I mean, exactly. Nobody's talking.
Wish he wouldn't have did on that track.
Nobody is talking about that part right there, though. I mean, you look lame for coming out there jumping on, you know what I'm saying, like trying to talk shit about some top tier MCs with Future and fucking Metro Boomin. Come on, dog.
But I think Kendrick might have done that before.
Nobody talks about. I mean, but you know, I mean,
before. And he's big for doing tracks for Feature.
Nobody talks about that though. Nobody talks about that though. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, they should be calling them niggas lame. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas is lame. Y'all didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all had a beef with a nigga, but y'all want to use another nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like to put y'all beef out there. So to me, Future, I mean, they lame. I mean, I stand on that one right there. I mean, they lame, dog. You know what I mean? For real. And then on top of that, I mean, to me, Kendrick is lame for using them, you know what I'm saying? Like, coming out. I mean, nigga, you don't even drop music like that. But you gonna come out here with Future and fucking goddamn Metro Boomin and this, you know what I'm saying, the other niggas that are supposedly the big three.
Well, we about to wrap it up though here, man. We about to hit the 2 hour mark, man. I know Mr. J Probably got some things to do. You probably got some things to do.
Nobody get something to
Appreciate
eat.
everybody that tuned in.
Yeah.
And we're gonna download it right afterwards and run a rerun as well, because we run the reruns, at least one rerun a day, every day of the week, 7 days a week. And check us out tomorrow, 5 p.m. We do the live music reviews. Mr. J, anytime you available on a Saturday to come on for music reviews, let us know.
All right, definitely will.
Any shout outs y'all want to do before we go?
Yeah, shout out to Black Watch. We didn't get to get his piece in, but we rescheduling, so we're gonna try to make that happen.
Like, watch my boy.
OLP GSO for having me on the show. You know what I mean? Talking about the documentary, talking about my album One Heartbeat Away, and talking about right here, live at Fayettenam. Shout out to TIHHM.com. They are focusing on my joint with Mickey Facts, who we're going to have on soon.
Okay.
Called The Truth. They're, featuring that on their website right now. So go check that out. And Who's Next Music Show. I'm going to be on there soon, talking about everything. It's a show out of Dallas, Texas. And shout out to y'all.
Anybody want to shout out Trillanoyx?
We give a shout out to my son. You know what I'm saying? He was calling, you know what I'm saying? My son, you know what I'm saying? He in prison.
Damn.
You know, I want to shout out my son. You know what I mean? I want to shout out everybody that watches the show. I want to shout out y'all guys. You know what I mean? Especially you, Paul. You know what I mean, man? Does a lot, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes, man, that a lot of people don't know. So, you know what I mean? I mean, I fuck with Paul. I ride with Paul. Anybody got a problem with that? Kiss my ass. But anyway, other than that, nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find something to eat right now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we hit them with a 2-hour segment tonight. I want to say shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody tuning in on Twitter and all the other accounts, YouTube. Everybody that commented. Who we had? We had Jennifer O'Jenny. Thank you for tuning in. Edmund Wachter. Thank you for tuning in. Christopher Porterfield, who comes out to the comedy every Monday night at White Rabbit. And shouts out to Yaggfu Front. We got to have him on again.
Man,
it's been the 4th. Shouts out to Yaggfu Front for coming on, and little technical difficulties, but I think we got a lot of good information out of them.
A lot
that we could clip up. And just so y'all know, this was the very first hip hop group or act period that was signed to a major label, Mercury Records, same label as Diamond D back in the days, like early 90s, like 91, 92, they said. And the album dropped like 93, 94. And they got 2 albums as well. Go check them out. Yaggfu Front. Also, and just so y'all know, Yaggfu Front stands for you are gonna get fucked up if you front. So if y'all motherfuckers keep fronting on Fayettenam, we're gonna Yaggfu Front your asses. You gonna get fucked up if you front. If you keep fronting on live from Fayettenam, man. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and we out till tomorrow at 5 p.m. and then next Friday at 7 p.m. Check us out. Peace.
Beats by Trill, straight Killerville, dog.